Ladies and gentlemen, there is a quiet power in those who move through the world as if nothing bothers them. Now, I'm not talking about apathy or pretending problems don't exist. I'm talking about mastering your mindset, learning to carry yourself with strength, calm, and confidence, no matter what chaos tries to storm your life. You see, life will always throw curveballs. People will talk. Problems will rise. Plans will fall apart. But if you crumble every time something doesn't go your way, then life controls you. You're not living, you're reacting. But when you learn to act as if nothing bothers you, something incredible happens. You take back your power. This doesn't mean you suppress your emotions. It means you master them. It means you respond instead of react. It means you choose grace over drama, focus over frustration, and purpose over panic. Think of the greatest leaders, athletes, and performers. When the pressure is on, they don't panic. They don't complain. They don't lash out. They stay centered, composed, and focused because they've trained themselves to keep their emotions in check, to think clearly under pressure, and to rise above petty distractions. Mastering your emotions is one of the most powerful skills you can ever develop. It's not about becoming cold, numb, or pretending that you're unaffected by life's challenges. It's not about bottling up your feelings and acting like nothing matters. No, it's about gaining control. It's about recognizing what you feel, honoring it, and then choosing how to respond instead of letting emotions take the wheel and drive your decisions. Too often people confuse being unbothered with being emotionless. But emotional mastery is not the absence of emotion, it's the presence of discipline. It's the ability to experience anger without lashing out, to feel fear without running away, and to feel hurt without letting that hurt poison your thoughts or actions. It's standing in the middle of emotional chaos and choosing not to be ruled by it. Life will test you in countless ways. People will disappoint you, betray you, misunderstand you. You'll face setbacks, losses, and moments when everything feels out of control. And when those moments come, and they will, the person who has learned to master their emotions will not fall apart. They will not make impulsive decisions out of fear or frustration. They will not let one bad day ruin their progress. They will pause, breathe, and choose a better response. Learning to act as if nothing bothers you is about showing yourself and the world that you are in command of your emotional world, that your peace is not for sale, that you're not a puppet pulled by the strings of anger, anxiety, or insecurity. It's not about hiding your emotions. It's about processing them inwardly with wisdom before displaying them outwardly with intention. You may think that being sensitive or emotional makes you weak, but it doesn't. Emotions are a human strength. What makes you strong is how you handle them. The world will provoke you. People will test your limits. Life will hand you moments designed to push your buttons. The key is to stop giving away your power every time something doesn't go your way. When someone says something hurtful or disrespectful, you don't have to respond with equal negativity. You can take a step back and recognize that their words say more about them than about you. You can feel the emotion rising, but you don't let it spill over. You process it. You remind yourself who you are, what you stand for, and what you're building. Because winners don't fight every battle. They protect their energy for the war that matters most. Imagine how powerful you become when no one can disturb your peace, when no insult can throw you off, when no challenge can shake your mindset. That kind of inner strength doesn't come overnight, but it comes with practice, with awareness, with a daily decision to choose maturity over impulse, clarity over chaos, and control over reaction. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean you're unaffected. It means you're in alignment with something greater than temporary feelings. It means you're focused on long-term growth, not short-term comfort. It means you can be angry but not act out. You can be disappointed but still move forward. You can feel fear but still take the next step. And when people see that in you, they'll notice, because that kind of emotional power is rare and it's magnetic. This strength makes you unstoppable. While others are distracted by petty conflicts and emotional outbursts, you're calm, focused. You move with intention. You rise above. You don't let your emotions run the show. You run it. That doesn't mean you suppress them or pretend you're okay when you're not. It means you handle them with wisdom instead of letting them handle you. There will always be moments when you want to explode, when you want to quit, when you feel misunderstood, overlooked, or pushed to your limit. And in those moments, you have a choice to lose control or to take a breath and remind yourself, I am bigger than this moment. I will not let this emotion define me. I will choose growth. I will choose peace. That's what it means to master your emotions. That's what it means to act as if nothing bothers you, not because you're empty inside, but because you're full of power, full of focus, and full of purpose. And when you live from that place, nothing, not stress, not people, not pressure, can shake the foundation you've built within. In life, there are moments that test your patience, challenge your character, and push you to the edge. And in those moments, most people do what feels natural. They react, they snap, they lash out, they get defensive, they let their emotions pour out without filter. But if you want to grow, if you want to elevate your mindset, if you want to truly master yourself, you must learn a higher way. Respond, don't react. Reacting is automatic, it's impulsive, it's raw and emotional, and usually messy. Reactions are driven by your triggers, by your past, by your wounds. They arise in an instant and often leave behind regret. A harsh word said in anger, a decision made in fear, a door slammed, a bridge burned. These are the scars reactions leave behind. But responding is different. Responding is deliberate, it's conscious, it requires you to pause and think before you act. It's not about denying your emotions, it's about directing them. When you respond instead of react, you take a breath and ask yourself, what is the outcome I really want here? What version of myself do I want to show up as in this moment? You can't always control what happens to you. You can't control what people say or do, but you can always control your response. That's your power, that's your freedom, and the stronger you get at this, the more unshakable you become. When someone disrespects you, your initial reaction might be to fire back, to defend yourself, to prove a point, but responding gives you space to choose a better way. You might realize that their words don't even deserve your attention. You might choose silence. You might choose a calm reply that ends the conflict instead of fueling it. And in doing so, you show strength, not weakness. You show that you are in control of yourself, not ruled by ego or emotion. There's a reason the calmest person in the room often holds the most power. That calm doesn't mean they don't feel. It means they've trained themselves to feel and then choose. That kind of poise doesn't just happen. It's built through practice, through self-awareness, and through the discipline of pausing before acting. You see, reacting is easy. It's what everyone does. It's what society normalizes. But when you choose to respond instead, you elevate above the noise. You become the kind of person who's not easily manipulated, who's not thrown off course by every slight, who doesn't give their power away every time they're offended. This is especially true when life doesn't go as planned. A setback, a rejection, a failure, your initial reaction might be to feel defeated, frustrated, or even angry, but responding allows you to zoom out, to ask, what can I learn from this? What's the next best move I can make? How do I turn this into fuel for my growth? In relationships, in work, in daily life, your ability to respond wisely is what sets you apart. It builds trust, it earns respect, and most importantly, it builds inner peace. Because every time you react, you stir up inner chaos. But when you respond, you build clarity and control. You protect your energy. You preserve your focus. You grow your emotional intelligence. The next time someone pushes your buttons, pause. The next time you're tempted to speak out of anger, pause. The next time a situation doesn't go your way, pause. In that space between stimulus and response lies your growth. That pause is your power. It's the difference between regret and wisdom, between conflict and peace, between weakness and strength. And let's be clear, this isn't about being passive. It's not about letting people walk over you or ignoring problems. It's about handling them with maturity and intention. It's about choosing to be proactive, not reactive, because when you respond, you lead the situation instead of being led by it. Train yourself every day to create space between what happens and how you deal with it. Count to 3 if you have to. Take a breath. Ask yourself what version of yourself you want to bring into the situation, and then respond, not from fear, not from pride, not from ego, but from purpose. That's how you begin to rise. That's how you become unshakable, because life is always going to challenge you. People will always trigger you, but the person who learns to respond instead of react, that's the person who stays in control no matter what. Your energy is your most valuable currency. It fuels your thoughts, your decisions, your actions, and ultimately your future. The way you use it, the people you give it to, and the things you allow into your space will either build you up or slowly break you down. That's why it is absolutely essential that you protect your energy, not sometimes, not when it's convenient, but every single day. We live in a world that is constantly demanding our attention. People want our time, our focus, our emotion. There's drama at work, stress at home, distractions online, and negativity around every corner. If you're not careful, your energy will be drained before you even realize it. You'll find yourself exhausted, anxious, irritable, not because something is wrong with you, but because you're allowing too much of your energy to be pulled in the wrong direction. Protecting your energy doesn't mean avoiding responsibility or cutting people off for no reason. It means becoming intentional with what and who you allow into your life. It means recognizing that your peace of mind is not a luxury, it's a necessity. You can't build a powerful, meaningful life if you're constantly surrounded by chaos, toxicity, and noise. There are people who thrive off drama. They seek it, stir it up, and invite you into it. And if you're not grounded, you'll get swept up in it too. Every time you argue with someone who's committed to misunderstanding you, you lose energy. Every time you replay a negative comment or obsess over someone's opinion, you lose energy. Every time you dwell on what you can't control, you give away your power. That's why protecting your energy is not selfish, it's survival. You have to get clear about your boundaries. Not everyone deserves access to your mind, your emotions, or your time. Just because someone is loud doesn't mean they're important. Just because someone is close doesn't mean they're healthy for you. Learn to love people without letting them drain you. You can care for others while still prioritizing your own well-being. In fact, if you don't protect your energy, you won't have much of anything left to give. It also means being aware of your internal environment, not just the people around you, but the thoughts within you. Negative self-talk, constant worry, holding on to guilt or resentment, these things slowly eat away at your spirit. You have to learn to guard your inner world just as fiercely as you guard your outer one. Speak to yourself with kindness. Feed your mind with wisdom. Surround yourself with thoughts that empower you, not limit you. Another way to protect your energy is by learning the art of not responding. Not every comment needs a comeback. Not every insult deserves your attention. Silence can be strength. Walking away can be wisdom. Every battle you choose to fight costs you something. Ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Is this worth my focus? Is this moving me forward or pulling me back? Your energy is also deeply tied to how you start and end your day. If you begin your morning checking emails, scrolling through social media, and absorbing the world's problems before you've even grounded yourself, you're handing your energy over before you've even built it up. Start your day with intention. Even just a few minutes of quiet reflection, gratitude, or goal setting can anchor your energy and give you clarity for the hours ahead. Protecting your energy also means saying no more often, not just to others but to yourself. Say no to the old habits that keep you stuck. Say no to procrastination. Say no to overcommitting. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't serve your vision, you say no to your own progress. Learn to say no without guilt, and yes without fear. At the end of the day, protecting your energy is about knowing your worth. It's about realizing that your time, your peace, your focus, and your joy are not negotiable. They are sacred. They are the foundation of your growth, your success, and your fulfillment. And if you don't protect them, the world will have no problem using them up. So be selective with what you engage with. Be intentional with where you put your focus, and most importantly, be unapologetic about preserving your peace, because when your energy is protected, your power is preserved, and when your power is preserved, there is nothing you can't build, overcome, or become. There's something unspoken yet incredibly powerful about a person who walks into a room and commands respect without saying a single word. It's not about ego, it's not about being the loudest, the flashiest, or the most dominant. It's about how they carry themselves. It's in their posture, their presence, their energy. That's confidence, real confidence, the kind that doesn't need to be announced because it's already felt. Carrying yourself with confidence means showing up every day with the inner belief that you belong, that you're enough, and that no matter what challenges come your way, you're equipped to handle them. It's not arrogance, it's not pretending to be perfect, it's not about acting like you know everything. Confidence is calm, it's steady, it's rooted in self-respect. But here's the truth, confidence isn't something you wait to feel, it's something you choose to express even before you fully believe it. Because the more you carry yourself with confidence, the more your mind begins to follow. That's the magic. Confidence grows through action. You act boldly, even when you're nervous. You speak clearly, even when your voice shakes. You show up, even when doubt is whispering in your ear. That's how self-trust is built. That's how confidence becomes real. Think about the people you admire. They're not perfect, but they move with purpose. They don't shrink themselves to fit in. They don't beg for validation. They don't second-guess their every move. They trust themselves. They know that confidence isn't just about appearance. It's about how they carry themselves, especially when no one is watching. Carrying yourself with confidence means you stop waiting for someone else to believe in you. You stop needing approval to feel worthy. You give yourself permission to be seen, to take up space, to pursue what matters to you. And even when the world doubts you,
Even when people overlook you, you keep your head high. You keep going, because confidence isn't about what they think, it's about what you decide. It's in the way you walk, how you look people in the eye, how you speak your truth without apology. It's in your ability to say no when something doesn't feel right. It's in your willingness to try, to fail, and to try again without letting shame hold you back. That's strength. That's courage. That's confidence in motion. You may not feel confident every day. That's okay. What matters is that you carry yourself as if you are, not to deceive others, but to develop yourself, because confidence is a habit. The more you practice it, the more natural it becomes. You begin to move differently. You start dressing in a way that aligns with who you are. You speak with clarity. You stop apologizing for existing. You stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. People will treat you based on the energy you project. If you walk like you don't belong, you'll be treated like you don't. If you speak like you doubt yourself, you'll be ignored. But when you carry yourself with certainty, even if you're still learning, it shifts how others see you. More importantly, it shifts how you see yourself. Confidence also means not needing to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to over-explain your decisions. You don't need to show off your success. You don't need to broadcast your plans to get validation. You move in silence. You build in private, and you let your results speak for you. Because when you're truly confident, peace becomes more important than attention. This doesn't mean you'll never feel insecure again. Insecurity is human, but when you carry yourself with confidence, you don't let those insecurities run your life. You acknowledge them, but you keep showing up. You face the world, not because you have no fear, but because you've decided fear doesn't get to drive the car anymore. You have something to offer this world. You have value, ideas, dreams, and strength within you, but none of it will matter if you hide. So stand tall, speak clearly, walk with intention, be proud of who you are becoming. Carry yourself with the confidence of someone who knows they are growing, evolving, and rising, one bold step at a time, because when you carry yourself with confidence, the world doesn't just notice you, it begins to open doors for you, not because it gave you permission, but because you gave that permission to yourself. One of the most powerful lessons you can ever learn in life is to focus on what you can control, because the truth is, no matter how hard you try, you cannot control everything. You can't control other people's opinions. You can't control the weather, the past, or the outcome of every situation, but what you can control is how you show up. You can control your mindset, your effort, your attitude, and your choices, and once you start putting your energy into those things, your entire life begins to shift. So many people waste their days worrying about things far beyond their reach. They stress over what others think. They replay conversations in their heads, trying to imagine different outcomes. They dwell on mistakes they've already made. They try to predict the future, control every variable, or make everyone like them, and in doing so, they rob themselves of their peace and their power. The more energy you give to things outside your control, the more powerless you feel. You start to believe that your life is at the mercy of circumstances, or luck, or other people. But the moment you take that energy and redirect it inward, to your discipline, your growth, your goals, that's the moment you reclaim your strength, because what you focus on expands. And when you focus on your effort, your purpose, and your mindset, you become unstoppable. It doesn't mean you ignore problems. It means you stop trying to solve problems that aren't yours to fix. It means you stop chasing people who don't value you, stop obsessing over what could go wrong, and stop trying to control things that are simply not yours to hold. Instead, you pour your energy into what you can shape, your actions, your responses, your habits. When life feels overwhelming, remind yourself to come back to center. Ask, what can I do right now with what I have, where I am? That's your power. That's your ground. You may not be able to change the storm around you, but you can adjust your sails. You can calm your thoughts. You can keep moving forward. That's how progress is made, not by controlling the uncontrollable, but by mastering what is within reach. Focusing on what you can control is also a form of emotional discipline. It means not letting your mood be dictated by someone else's behavior. It means not letting a bad morning ruin an entire day. It means choosing peace when chaos is knocking at your door. That's not weakness. That's real power. That's strength most people will never understand, because it takes deep awareness and maturity to let go of what you cannot influence. This mindset helps you stay grounded when life doesn't go your way. When you fail, you don't spiral, you learn. When someone rejects you, you don't break, you adjust. When plans fall through, you don't give up, you pivot. You stop blaming the world, and you start looking inward. What can I do differently? How can I grow from this? Where can I improve? And then you take action. Because the moment you shift from blame to ownership, from worry to focus, is the moment your life starts to evolve. You will have days when things don't go as planned. You'll face people who disappoint you, circumstances that feel unfair, and moments where nothing makes sense. But even in those moments, you still have choices. You can choose how you speak to yourself. You can choose whether you give up or keep going. You can choose to rise, even when it's hard. That's the kind of control that transforms lives. Not the control of everything, but the control of yourself. This approach creates clarity. You stop being reactive, and you start being intentional. You spend less time trying to change the world around you, and more time building the world within you. And ironically, the more you master yourself, the more influence you begin to have on your surroundings. Not by force, but by example. You lead with grace. You inspire with consistency. You elevate by choice. So let go of the need to control outcomes, people, and circumstances. That weight was never yours to carry. Instead, put your energy where it matters most, into your goals, into your mindset, into your growth. Because when you focus on what you can control, you become more powerful than anything that tries to hold you back. There's a kind of quiet strength in those who don't waste time arguing, defending, or proving themselves with words. Instead, they let their work speak. They let their progress become the response. They let their consistency silence the noise. Because at the end of the day, results always speak louder than reactions. You will be misunderstood in this life. People will question your motives, criticize your decisions, and judge you based on who they think you are. You'll face criticism that isn't fair, and resistance that isn't logical. And in those moments, it's tempting to react, to clap back, to explain yourself, to make others see what you see. But you must ask yourself, what's more valuable, reacting in the moment, or staying focused on what will move you forward? Reactions might feel good temporarily. You might win an argument, make a clever comeback, or set the record straight. But none of that builds anything. None of that adds value to your life. None of that creates results, progress, growth, success. Those are built in silence, through discipline and repetition, not noise and reaction. Letting your results speak means choosing elevation over ego. It means saying less and doing more, not because you're weak, but because you're wise enough to know that energy spent reacting is energy stolen from building. The strongest people are not those who talk the loudest or fight every battle. They're the ones so focused on their vision that distractions lose their power. You have goals, you have dreams, and every time you stop to react to every insult, every criticism, every opinion, you're slowing yourself down. You're letting someone else control your pace. You're letting their noise enter your mind and steal the clarity you need to move forward. But when you stay focused and keep building, something powerful happens. Your results start to speak for you, and that voice is louder, clearer, and more undeniable than any reaction could ever be. Think about the people who inspire you, the athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, or leaders who rose from nothing. Most of them didn't waste their time arguing with critics or trying to convince people they were capable. They just kept working, day by day, quietly, relentlessly, and eventually their results became too big to ignore. That's what happens when you put your energy into your growth instead of your reactions. You rise, not by fighting noise, but by outgrowing it. Not by proving others wrong with words, but by proving yourself right with results. It takes discipline to keep your mouth closed when your pride wants to speak. It takes strength to keep your head down and work when people are watching, waiting for you to fail. But trust this, silence fueled by progress is more powerful than any loud defense fueled by emotion. Because progress is proof. Results are receipts. You won't have to explain yourself when your success becomes the answer. Letting results speak louder than reactions also builds credibility. It shows that you are not easily rattled, that you are driven by vision, not emotion, that you are mature enough to stay above drama and focused enough to keep moving forward. And in a world where many people are quick to respond, quick to fight, and slow to follow through, that kind of calm confidence sets you apart. This doesn't mean you tolerate disrespect or stay silent in the face of injustice. It means you choose your battles. It means you know the difference between a distraction and a real threat. And most of the time, what people say about you isn't a threat, it's just noise. And noise only grows if you give it your attention. So stay focused. Keep building. Let your work become undeniable. Let your growth be the answer to the doubt. Let your evolution show them everything they need to know. The truth is, you don't need to prove anything to anyone. You just need to keep showing up, keep doing the work, and keep becoming the version of you that your future is depending on. Because when the results come, and they will, those who doubted you won't need an explanation. They'll see it, they'll feel it, and most importantly, you won't need their validation anymore. You'll know you earned it. You'll know you stayed steady.
Point 7. Choose peace over the need to be right. Expanded into a full motivational passage, without headings. There comes a point in life when you realize that not every battle is worth fighting, and not every opinion needs correcting. You stop trying to win arguments that lead nowhere. You stop exhausting yourself trying to prove your point to people committed to misunderstanding you. Instead, you begin to crave something deeper, something more powerful than the satisfaction of being right. You begin to crave peace. Choosing peace over the need to be right is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's the understanding that your energy, your time, and your mental clarity are far more valuable than proving a point. It's knowing that peace of mind is not something you find through victory and debate, but through learning to let go of what doesn't serve you. We live in a world that often glorifies the loudest voice, the strongest comeback, the sharpest opinion, but in reality, true strength is found in restraint. True mastery is found in the person who can walk away from conflict, not because they're afraid to engage, but because they know it's simply not worth it. Every time you argue just to be right, ask yourself, what does this truly cost me? Is it worth my stress, my energy, my time? Is it helping me grow, or is it feeding my ego? You'll often find that the argument itself adds nothing of value, it only drains you. But when you choose peace, you choose yourself. You choose calm over chaos. You choose clarity over confusion.